then decide if go all the way to JFK, or should I just go to Block Island?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good.
$182. All right. Okay. All right, Connor. See you over there. Which you in the Coronado one? Oh, dude, it's so fun. It's so fun. I know it's a Coronado, and it's not, yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean, like anything Coronado, it kind of has its weak spots. But man, is it fun to fly. Yep.
The Coronado 182 just looks like, honestly, a skin of the Cessna 172.
Well, it's just a larger version of the 172.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
So like any
Let me know how the microphone quality is. I see I've got a few of you in here, so let me know how the microphone is.
Bigger engine.
I'm gonna turn the music down
Power behind it.
by a lot.
The cabin is a little larger. I've flown in both of them, and 182 is definitely a little more spacious inside.
The Coronado model, like, systems well in that, do they lack systems?
I mean, pretty basic. It's a 182. There's not much to it. If you get the working title mod for the GPS, it's pretty good. But,
oh yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, I have to work in title, but I think I've got.
Systems-wise, it's.
The Coronado Pipers seem interesting. I don't know if they're worth like $20.
See, for me, as an X-plane pilot as well, Coronado's airliners are where the system depth kind of lacks, such as like their Saab 340. It's lacking.
The Saab
has a lot to be desired.
Yeah. Definitely.
Kodiak is a good plane. I just normally fly it for like bush flips, not like flips.
Okay. So we're flying the Coronado 182, as you've seen and heard. I'm going to move the map down here.
Not speed per se, but I need something nimble and small, not like boxy.
And this is the Virtual USA Flying Club event. We're Cape Cod Chaos, the title of the event. We're going to be flying around Cape Cod. I'll go ahead and pull up the route on the iPad here. So you can see kind of the airports we're going to be flying to. It's going to be an interesting flight, about an hour 15 total.
It is an uncontrolled airfield. Might take a look at the briefing, pull up a chart, and look at all those planes so you're familiar with them, because there's going to be several. It's crowded airspace, so you're going to want to look at the chart.
Spawning into Provincetown, then we're going to begin our flight in about 5-10-ish minutes. Really depends.
Okay. Well, we start briefing 3.
Yeah, so we're going to be flying to this. We're going to be going to Hyannis here. Provincetown, Catham, Katama Air Park.
I actually make my own event?
I'll figure out how to pronounce that later.
Well,
Falmouth Air Park
earlier.
and
Told you just,
Martha's Vineyard, then back to Hyannis, Cape Cod.
Message him or one of the admins if you want to do an event, but he replied to you about 3 hours ago when you asked that.
Okay.
Just let that, like, 2 minutes ago.
Let's see if I can. That should be good, actually. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna get anything started just yet. Once we get through with the briefing here, we'll get things started up. This is a controlled airfield. I believe this is a controlled airfield. I'll have to. Oh, we're looking at the iPad. We'll pull out the chart real fast, and we'll take a look. Pull out the airport diagram here.
Obvenant, band disabled and
Yeah, this is a controlled airport. So we're going to be dealing with...
Yep, you're welcome to do whatever you...
We're going to be dealing with Boston approach.
Kind of give you guys the rundown here.
Oh no, we've got
Signal is good. Provincetown.
That is Martha's Vineyard Tower. We have an ATIS though. 123.8.
Someone just check. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Excuse all the noise there. Just picking up the kneeboard.
I can see it.
I need a writing utensil.
We see a we see a Kodiak. Oh wait, now we see a Cape Cod.
Where's my
Alright.
pen?
Yep. We'll start the briefing in about a minute or two. See who else shows up.
What's the spawn at Kilo Hotel Yankee Alpha?
That was in the briefing, is everyone's going to start there, yeah. I mean, ultimately, if you don't want to start there, that's fine, it's up to you, but yeah, that was the plan.
Will you be picking up flight following? For certain legs, yes, I will be getting flight following. For the first, if we go back to the map here, Hyannis, Provincetown, and Chatham Airport down here, I'm going to pick up flight following for both those legs. Between Chatham and 1 Bravo 2, that's Kadama Airfield, I might just not get flight following from there, just request clearance into this delta once I go into Martha's Vineyard. And then same thing in Hyannis, but we'll kind of play it by ear. I'm definitely getting flight following for this first leg at the least,
All right.
though.
It's 7 o'clock.
Briefing time.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's 8.
Well, 8 o'clock Eastern, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, 7 o'clock Central. So it's 8 o'clock. We're going to start the briefing. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. It's Cape Cod Chaos. We are going to be spawning at Hyannis on the Cape outside of Massachusetts. Kilo Hotel Yankee Alpha is a Class Delta, and it looks like we have a ground and a tower on there. So.
Oh, perfect. Those
really,
just came on.
really nifty. Although it doesn't look like they're primed up yet, so they might not be on frequency, but the event is going to start at Hyannis, and we will be flying around between the different airfields on the Cape. So you can fly between these fields in the event briefing at any order you like. The idea is just that we're kind of saturating that small geographic area with a bunch of general aviation traffic. The shortest runway for the event is going to be at Falmouth Air Park, which is right here just outside of Cape Cod Coast Guard Air Station. It's got a little cutout there in the Delta, so be very careful.
I wish I could see what he's showing.
So that you just don't bust that airspace. There are some operational limitations there. I linked a document. For example, they don't like touch and goes and all that stuff. There's weight limits too, which VATSIM won't mess with, but it's a very, very tiny little airstrip there at Falmouth. So if you go in there, just be careful. So we've got Provincetown up here, north of the Cape. It's kind of the northernmost point there, near the Marconi VOR. Got Chatham Municipal, Martha's Vineyard, and Kadama Air Park. So again, just spawning at Hyannis. You kind of take it any order you want. You can land and do touch and goes at each one. If you want to do full stops, that's fine. If you want to just fly over it, that's fine.
We're going to do full stop taxi backs for this, for my purpose.
Just orbit the field a little bit and then go on to the next destination. As far as ATC goes, we have Hyannis ground and tower, Martha's Vineyard Tower, and a Boston approach for the Nantucket sector. So, if you want flight following, you can definitely request that. I'm certain that they are able to give you that service. Originally, I was going to start off and just kind of fly this route up to Provincetown first, but looks like Martha's Vineyard Tower has been on for a few hours, so I'll probably go down there first just to wake him up and give him some traffic. But and are there any questions?
No, sir.
All right. It's pretty simple. Just a couple deltas. Hyannis and Martha's Vineyard are both deltas. And then you've got to be careful with the Cape Cod Coast Guard Air Station one as well, like I was talking about.
It's a good thing we have our sectional out.
If you could, just in
Excuse
your
me.
flight plan comments, just put Virtual USA Flying Club, and whenever you're ready, you may begin. Probably take us, I imagine, probably an hour and a half or so, probably to get through all these, but should be fun.
I'm going to kill the music entirely at this point.
So I have a question, not about the event, but about the latest version of X-Pilot.
Sure.
Oh, this guy's probably on X-Plane 12.
So I just updated to this newest version of X-Pilot, and my connect button is grayed out. It's not lighting up. I've got X-Plane running. I've got...
Okay, so at this point, just to avoid distractions, I'm just going to, I'm going to have myself deafened unless I see a lot of green lighting up in the Discord, just to avoid that extra chatter. Now, Jaden, if you're still here, I do have a question for you. Do I pick up flight following with the ground frequency as if it's an IFR clearance, or would I do that once I'm in the air and call Boston approach? Because I've forgotten that. You know, I did all my flight training out of an untowered field. I've kind of forgotten that whole thing. I have a beacon on. Prop is in, throttle's out, mixture's out. Wait for the AHRs to align. You would, oh yeah, I should probably ask in the Discord. That's a good thing.
So I just make sure it's in the plugins. Oh, maybe you might be able to install the older one again too. I don't know.
Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Hey, one more question if we've got time.
Of course, we always have time. Yeah, what's up, man?
Perfect. I just wanted to know how they do it around here. Would I get flight following on the ground with the ground frequency or with approach once I'm airborne?
You can do both. If you want to request it on the ground, they will coordinate that. If you want to wait until you get in the air and request it. Sometimes, depending on the field, I'll depart and then I'll just, you know, once I get in the air and kind of on my way, I'll call up a controller and request it. It really just kind of depends. Most of the time, I think people kind of request it on the ground just because it gets it out of the way. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Now we're muted. You met with the controller. Ah, well, I figured I'd ask the flying club guys. They always know best. That's not a good way to think about that. Anyway, we're getting this thing started up here. AHRs is aligned. I'm gonna go mixture full rich, throttle. Give it a crack. 1200 altitude reporting. Get that to both. Let's see if this engine starts first trial. We get the fuel pump on. Okay, about 1000 RPM, avionics bus 1 and 2. Sometimes ground controllers will be like, contact approach, I don't have time. I mean, yeah, they're the ground controller. When I flew out of Olive Branch, we would do it off the ground. Way back when. Okay, so I'm going to go for 3500 on this leg. I believe that's the correct for direction of flight. Okay, so first and foremost here, let's get the, excuse my key clicks, let's get the ATIS, which is, I'm going to write these frequencies down so we don't have to, you don't have to listen to key clicks constantly. The ATIS is 123.8, 123,800. Ground is 11845. And tower's 119.5. ATIS, ground, and tower. And then Boston approach for this sector is 118.2. 118.2, okay. And then approach 118.200. Alright. So we'll go ahead and put in the ATIS 123.0 on COM 2. Oh, it's 123.8. I literally just said... I know, this is cool, isn't it? And I mean, Flight Simulator... Microsoft Flight Simulator, it looks really good. And when you get enough add-ons in here... What client do you use for VATSIM? I use vPilot. For VATSIM. Okay, why can I not... Why can I not hear this? ATIS. INS ATIS 123.8. I have that in there, and I'm receiving, but I'm not actually receiving. Let's make sure I can hear on a different... Okay, well my audio devices weren't set up, so I'm gonna flip over to ground and see if I can hear ground.
Okay, we're looking for the airfield.
Charlie Sierra 172, turn right.
That
direct
is
Hyannis Airport.
loud. I don't know how loud that is for y'all,
turn right direct to Hyannis Airport.
but that is very loud for me. Okay, let's get this in the green for my microphone. It's really bad. I haven't actually configured XPilot audio settings yet, but there we go. I'll plug in ground, so I can hear people on frequency, but I can't hear the ATIS. Looks like we're getting text ATIS. Excuse me while I write that down. Wind is calm. Visibility 10. Statute. As much as people talk about flight model, which I totally understand, also at the same time it's like I feel like no matter what is going on to feel like a real airplane, which I feel like is what really matters, you know, yeah. Yeah, it does need to feel like a real airplane. And some of these payware products really do. But for me, I stream Microsoft Flight Simulator because it looks pretty. And that's it. Temperature dew 1, dew point 15, altimeter 3017, departing runway 24. And if I need to come back, the glide slope is out of service. Hazardous weather available on request. It doesn't look like we have any hazardous weather today. It looks pretty clear the whole route. We're on Information Tango. Airport. I'm going to pull out the ground diagram. So runway 24. He's probably going to have us cross 24 and take Charlie all the way down. But we'll see. We're down here at the FBO down here.
November 50 Bravo, traffic 12 o'clock. 6
So who am I listening to right now?
Type unknown. Altitude indicates
I'm listening to
2,800
approach.
unverified.
We'll switch over to ground, 118.45.
Roger, should we be looking for that traffic?
Yeah, they should be no factor. Altitude indicates 2,900, but they are northeast bound. 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it's
and,
turbocharged,
4
yeah.
miles.
Jaden, while we're talking, let me know, is the air traffic control
eyes on
too loud?
traffic.
Like, can you hear me over air traffic control audio, or is it just like unbearingly loud?
Without delay, 364.
1195. I'm plugging the altimeter 3017. Okay, so last thing we need to do before we call is get that first leg in. Since I'm going to be doing full stop taxi backs the whole route, we can just do each leg one by one.
November 14336 uniform contact Hyannis Tower 119.5.
So first leg is to Provincetown, Kilo, Papa, Victor Charlie. ATC sounds a little quiet, but in a good way. Okay, so ATC is quiet for you guys. Interesting, because for me it is ridiculously loud. It is ridiculously loud for me. Okay, so we'll just activate direct to Provincetown. Perfect. And I'm gonna zoom out. Actually, oh, that's cool. I get like an airport diagram on the 1000. I'm not gonna use it, but that's a cool feature. Didn't know. Cool feature that I didn't know I had. Like, if you shut up, we can hear them, which is what matters. So yes, good. Okay, so it's good. Perfect. that is good to hear.
Hyannis ground, November 489, Record Foxtrot, radio check, please.
Hostage calling 505.
Thank you. 9 Record Foxtrot.
What is that noise? Oh, Microsoft model matching is what that noise is. That's probably like a Kodiak or something. That's an A330 over there. What I'm forgetting something. Ah, that's what I'm forgetting. I need to put 3,500 into here. What do they call Hyannis Ground? Okay. Hyannis Ground, good evening. Skylane 1253 Charlie on the FBO ramp. Flight following to Provincetown 3,500.
November 1253 Charlie, Hyannis Ground, good evening, sir. Departure frequency 118.2. You can request a flight following there. Are you ready to taxi?
Request flight following 118.2. We're ready for taxi with Tango 1253 Charlie.
Skyhawk 53 Charlie, thank you for Tango. Runway 33, taxi 5 Bravo.
33 taxi via Bravo 53 Charlie. Okay, so we're going to 33 via Bravo. That's a change of plans, but that is perfect. He did tell me, Jaden, you were absolutely right. So I'll get it up in the air on 118.2. And he's got me on 33 via Bravo. Don't need flaps. We'll get the taxi light on. And we'll start heading in that direction. Come on. Another problem I have with MSFS is getting the airplane to move. Alright, hold on. Let's see if the braking thing didn't... There we go. Sometimes hitting the toe brakes disables the parking brake. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I was wondering about that wobbling too. Oh! That's somebody right there. Okay. Whoops. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. You said lean the engine? Of course I lean the engine. Look down. Check that out. Engine is leaned. Okay, so this is Bravo here, so we're just going to take this left. Looks like there's somebody taking off out there. That's a pretty view. The hell is happening? Yes, I do have a throttle quadrant.
Cessna November 172 Duck is a Cessna Skyhawk 172 looking to get flight following VFR flight following to Newport with information Tango.
Having some MSFS related issues today.
Charlie, contact Hyannis Tower 119.5. Have a good flight.
195, have a good day. 53 Charlie.
Is that November 162 Delta Echo calling?
Okay, so we're over to tower now. I don't know what a run-up entails with a constant speed propeller. So we're just gonna, like, do it like it's a normal engine. Never mind. Didn't like that very much.
Bravo, 350, let go.
Oh, Microsoft moment. Okay.
350, roger, on course approved.
Okay.
And can we hand off to, approach, because we're flying VFO on?
November 350, affirmative, contact Boston departure 118.2.
No, Jaden, we're not doing a run-up. Did you see what just happened? We're not doing that again.
November 36 uniform.
Excuse me while I pop this water open.
Contact Vineyard Tower 121.4.
Okay, contact Vineyard Tower.
Microsoft moment was that. Okay. Except you cycle the prop once, gotcha. Hyannis Tower, good evening. Skylane 1253 Charlie, short of 33, ready for departure northbound.
Skylane 1253 Charlie, Hyannis Tower, wind calm, northbound approved, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
Northbound approved, 33, clear for takeoff, 53 Charlie. 1700 RPM for the normal part, and then 1500 for the cycle, plus idle with carb. Gotcha. We'll do it, we'll try it in Provincetown once we get up there. Once we do our full stop taxi back, we'll try it out. Okay, we're lit up like a Christmas tree. Everything looks good. Everything's good. Altimeter 3017, he said wind is calm. Yeah, that was funny. Ready for departure. Yeah, we're ready, all right, Jaden. All right, I see a 3-3. I see a 330 on the compass. Get the throttle in its happy spot. Instruments green. Airspeed is alive. Rotate. Ideally I like about 83 in the climb, but we're just going to maintain about 85 or so. It should work. We'll use that trim. Use that trim to our advantage. Do you get peanuts for this flight, Dumpy Truck? Unfortunately, no peanuts this time, as well, there's really no room for a flight attendant back here. Elliot, how you doing, my friend? Tower November 1253 Charlie, 1200 runway heading.
November 53 Charlie, roger. On course approved. Frequency change approved. Have a great flight.
On course approved and frequency change approved. Have a good day. 53 Charlie. I'm doing really well, Elliot. I'll be honest. I do, as crazy as it sounds, I miss working, my friend. I miss the restaurant, you know? Okay, 118.2 is the departure frequency. Being really lazy with my airspeed, but that's fine. Really looking forward to the peanuts. Man, come back next time.
Cessna November 3.
Thank you for the
Come back next time when we're flying an airliner. I'll pull out some peanuts for you. We're flying a business prop for the next event on Wednesday.
Frequency change approved.
We'll be flying the Pilatus PC-12.
Frequency change approved. 10 Whiskey. I'll see you later.
Be flying the PC-12. Thanks, Jaden, for the reminder. And that has room for peanuts in it, so you know. Boston departure, good evening. Skylane 1253 Charlie, 2800, north of Hyannis. VFR flight following to Provincetown, 3500.
Skylane 1253 Charlie, Boston departure low, squawk 3522.
3522, 53 Charlie. Code 3522.
Log 145. So when should we expect the airport to be in sight?
And 50 Bravo, right now you're currently headed south. The airport's going to be at your 2 to 3 o'clock and 15 miles.
After we got our plan to deploy down on right.
50 Bravo, radar services are terminated, and contact Hyannis Tower, or correction, Martha's Vineyard Tower on 124.1. Good day. 121.4. 121.4.
And altitude hold, autopilot.
121.5. Roger.
Boston approach, Kodiak 36 uniform, about 6 miles north of Martha's Vineyard.
And,
Sorry, Chad, I'm not looking at chat right now.
November 1436 uniform, sorry.
November 1436 uniform, squawk 3544, maintain VFR.
3544, maintain VFR, yeah. We were going to go into Martha's Vineyard, but Tower's not responding.
Alright, let me give them a call and see what I can do for you.
Okay, you said 3544?
Yeah, 3544, and just remain outside the airspace.
Yep, yeah, we're going to do that. We're just going to stay north of their airspace, about 2,000, and just wait for you to tell us what to do.
Roger, you are radar contact 6 miles to the northwest, and let me give them a call and see if I can figure it out.
Appreciate the help.
November 53 Charlie, you are radar contact 5 miles to the north of the Hyannis Airport. Maintain VFR Cape altimeter 301-er.
Maintain VFR altimeter 3019 or 53 Charlie. Okay, so I'm gonna go altitude holds and
November 11 Bravo,
3019.
fly the runway heading when calm, runway 24 cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 24, fly the runway heading 11 Bravo.
Yeah, I don't know why it's bugged to 0. I think it's because I went into VS mode, and it just threw it back to 0.
And
That's just a
November
Microsoft
36
moment.
Uniform, Squawk VFR frequency change is approved. Give tower a call now.
It's just having a
it
Microsoft
appears
moment,
they
if we're being
didn't,
honest.
Connect their audio for VATSIM connection, so you should be good to go now.
I've done that myself. All right, we'll call
And
back
I did the
Squawk
negative
VFR.
200 to
Thanks,
get back
Al.
down to 35 because I blew through it.
Fit.
Because I wasn't looking at the screen, just kind of hand flying aimlessly, to be honest. But favorite aircraft to fly in MSFS is, to be honest, for right now, it's this one, the Cessna 182 Skylane by Coronado Aircraft. It is an absolutely beautiful aircraft to fly. Yeah, you did pay $60 for Microsoft moments, you did. But that opinion on the 182 might change pretty soon, because in the next event, which I believe is on Wednesday, we're flying the Pilatus PC-12 between Key West and Key Largo. And I do love me a good turboprop, so my opinion very well might change on that day. But back to what I was saying a moment ago, all these legs are going to be pretty short because this is Provincetown here. I mean, we're already, we've got the field in sight. So, pretty short legs here and there, but in total it's going to be about an hour and a half of flying. And yeah, it should be a good time. I love flying these little GA flights. I don't know exactly how many people are taking the routing that I'm on. I think I actually plugged it into the iPad why? Yeah, activate this leg. There you go. The iPad just had it backwards. Is there a good Piper Meridian for Microsoft Flight Simulator? I don't. Okay, we've got the beacon for Provincetown. I'm going to call field in sight in a few minutes and cancel flight following. I actually don't know if there's a good Meridian. I know that, excuse me a moment. Had to sneeze, my bad. I don't know. I do know that there are some good Pipers. There's a Piper, couple Cherokees and Archers and Arrows. There's a Piper Seminole that I actually have, and I might fly an event at some point. Have you heard about doing...
Bravo, thanks. Turn right, direct Fredo, come and maintain 6,000.
Direct Fredo up to 6,000, Bravo.
I don't even know, Elliot, I can't even pronounce that. That word, air camper build. No, but what we can do is, since I have the iPad out, we can look that up. Oh, okay, so it's like UK variant. Designed to be built of spruce and plywood. Peat and pole. Okay. The Peat and Pole Air Camper. Dude, if they make one of these for MSFS, I'm totally getting it. This would be such a fun thing to do these events in, because these events are all about, like, the visual appeal. Yeah, I'm gonna call field in sight. Boston approach, Skylane 53 Charlie, has Provincetown in sight, like to cancel flight following.
Skylane 53 Charlie, radar services terminated, squawk and maintain VFR. There are a few VFR targets in and around the Provincetown airport. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Radar service, terminated, frequency change approved, squawk VFR, and we'll keep an eye out for the traffic. 53 Charlie, good day. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to 122.8. Nice watching for a minute, Connor. Got hop off. Have a good flight, friend. Hey, I'll see you later, Elliot. Have a good day, man. Cruise profiles, cruise configuration for 1 and 2. It doesn't seem very turbo. Well, I'm just not going max performance here, because if I go max performance, these legs will be extremely short. I mean, we've been airborne for what, 12 minutes now? And there it is. And I mean, we're already to our first airport. So I'm not using this aircraft's full potential today. When we fly between Catham and Katama Airfield, that's going to be a bit longer of a leg, so we'll probably go a bit faster at that point. But, you know, I'm not wanting to cruise too fast around here. Now, one thing Garmin Pilot does not do with flight simulators is TCAS. Can't see traffic, and I can't see traffic on here either. Unless I'm just doing something wrong. Yeah, I can't even enable it. Yeah. So we're just gonna have to listen to the frequency. Okay, so there's somebody there. I've got somebody in sight. They're turning final for the runway. Is it a V-pilot thing, or, you know, I'm not actually sure. Our typical for non-turbo is 21, 23, and that's like econ-ish, yeah.
Stationary 38 Hotel is reporting to the south and east.
Okay, how many miles out am I from this first leg? Provincetown traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie is about 5 miles to the south. Inbound for landing. We're going to overfly the field and pick a runway from there, Provincetown. So I'm thinking, because wind is calm, I'm thinking I'm just going to go runway 7, which would be this one here. And that would give us the most room, because we have a terminal ramp down at 2.5 that we can park at if need be.
Chatham traffic,
So we can just roll right on down.
Miles to the southwest. We're setting up a extended final for runway 6, Chatham.
I did say Skylane November. That's a Delta Statism. That is 100% a Delta Statism there. They, I'm going to turn the land and taxi light on and begin that descent down. Kill the autopilot. That is 100% a Delta Statism. They taught me, because, you know, sometimes the transponders would touchscreen and the actual touchscreen would not work. So we'd go by the tail number, you know. And according to Delta State's training, it was Cessna November, for example, 909 or 527. And, you know, before Delta State, it was always, you know, Cherokee 219 Bravo Juliet or Cessna 129 Sierra. But no, at Delta State, it's Cessna November 909 or 527 or 9 or 7789 or, you know. It's just a thing that they taught me and got drilled into my head. It's like I'm working at Chick-fil-A and I say "herd" in my pleasure, and it's a pleasure to serve all the time. You know, it's one of those isms that they get stuck in your head. Man, look at this scenery. Oh, I can't use the Xbox controller in the cockpit, I guess. Yeah, only on CTAF calls. I don't say it to ATC. But when we were talking like in the Cleveland, like the practice areas and stuff, they would have us say November.
Chatham traffic, Chancellor 99 Mike is 10 miles to the north. We'll be entering a left downwind for runway 06 following the incoming traffic.
Chatham traffic, Cessna Foxtrot 4 miles extended final, runway 6, Chatham.
So 2.5 is a right pattern, so good. We're doing the right thing by overflying. So I'm about to perform another Delta Statism here. Overfly the field, make a right 45 degree to enter the left downwind runway 7. That's another Delta Statism that's been drilled into me for uncontrolled fields. Provincetown traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, overflying the field 1700. Gonna make a right 45 degree turn into the left downwind runway 7 for a full stop. Provincetown. Delta Statisms, they create mouthfuls of CTAF calls. I wonder if Riddle does the same thing with their students here, because considerable amount of people do that here and it bothers me so much. I'm so peeved. So peeved by things in the radio sometimes, like when I say Archer and the control calls me Cherokee. Man, you really don't like those Delta Statisms, do you? You're kind of freaking out over there, Jaden. It's okay. I very well could have cheated too, but I would have needed to be a bit lower because I'm pretty high right now. Overflying the field. I feel it's a good practice, especially if you don't know the winds exactly, because you know you can check out the windsock or see other traffic landing and stuff like that. But for me, it's just an ism that's been stuck in my head. So we're going down in the flaps range here. And once we're 2 miles off the field, which we're almost there, we're going to make that 45 to the downwind. You get so peeved though. Yeah, I understand. I totally understand. Alright, so there's 2 miles. So we're going to make that 45, and we'll call for the downwind once we're on that 45. Seating position is so accurate, so high in the 182 that you can't see out the window. It's the only thing I don't like. Yeah, so that's actually my preference, because by default it's like down here. But I like to have it up here.
Adam traffic, Chancellor is entering left downwind.
So we're going to slowly begin that descent and pull the power out so we can get into flaps range as well. This flaps range will go 1 notch of flaps. This is not really a 45. Well, it kind of is. We're close. The runway's so short it's hard to do a real traffic pattern here. Man, the scenery. Oh, I love it so much. I just love the visuals in Microsoft. Not a great 45, but it works. Also, the problem with my yoke, there's a bit of a sticky spot right here. So, like, I have to... it always dips. There's a sticky spot right here. Right there. Provincetown traffic, Skylane 1253 Charlie is on a left downwind for runway 7, full stop, Provincetown. I didn't say November that time.
Adam traffic, Chancellor turning left 6, runway 0.
Make me feel like a very dangerous person. I thought I was a dangerous pilot. Like, you should have seen on my first solo cross country. Don't tell my instructor this. My first solo cross country, I flew through the wake of an air tractor on purpose just to see what it was like, and and I ended up killing all my airspeed on short final, and I stalled down onto the runway. It was horrendous. It was absolutely horrific. It was so bad.
Traffic, stationary 38 Hotel is to the north. We will be entering a left downwind runway.
Provincetown traffic, Skylane 1253 Charlie, turning a base for runway 7, full stop, Provincetown. Brave and stupid, that is exactly correct. I wanted to see what would happen. I'd never actually experienced wake turbulence before, so I flew through a air tractor's wake. No, they're those big, massive turboprops, you know? Look at the lighthouse! The lighthouse! Dude! It has a lighthouse! That is so... Oh, that's the runway. Provincetown traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, turning short final runway 7, Provincetown. I've got so much stuff in my lap, it's like blocking my yoke. Help. Yeah, that was on my solo cross country. I couldn't do it with my instructor because she would have probably had a heart attack. She would freak out at things that I did in the airplane with her, so I can't imagine what she would say to things I did in the airplane without her. I absolutely cannot imagine. Alright, first landing in the 182 in a good while. Let's see how it goes. Okay. We're just gonna 3-point it. That's fine. I forgot my point of view is different in this than in a 172 for some reason. Just absolutely 3-pointed that landing, but that's fine. So we're just gonna roll on down to the end and vacate here. Pull up to the terminal real fast, and we'll load in the next leg and then continue from there. Stop! Why are my brakes working? Um... Oh, right, the Xbox controller doesn't work right now. Yep, Jaden, this is what you just paid $60 for. That was very much pilot error, but we're gonna blame it on the simulator. Dude. Let me just make sure I get a couple good screenshots of that. That's good stuff. Alright, well, before we reload and continue, allow me a moment to share those in the Discord server because I'm sure they will highly appreciate that. Anyways, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna hit escape there. Wait, what? No, yeah, main menu. Nobody saw that. Jaden, you didn't see anything. We made it to Provincetown, though. Dude, I don't understand. I was, like, I had full pressure on the brake pedals, and that airplane was still loading. Or, still rolling, my bad. Anyway. Yep, because that's Provincetown Airport. We're gonna go up here and just grab this one's facing outwards. We'll do that one. That'll be easiest. Weight and balance. Yep, exactly how I left it. Well, almost. And it just reset my fuel too. Okay, 218. We're just gonna do a full refuel. Yeah, about right. Right there is about where I had it. We'll just do that. And we'll hit fly. Did you ever see the first ever Vision Jet caps usage happened here in Orlando? I didn't even know the Vision Jet had a cap system. That's the emergency parachute, right? Alright, well, since the Xbox controller is not going to work for my views anymore, I'm just going to throw that down so it's not in the way. That is not the time of day I had this set at, but that's fine. Oh. Why is that there? That I'm not connected to VAT, or am I connected to VATSIM? Am I still connected? No, it disconnected me. Why is that there? Okay. It happened yesterday. Officially the first SF-50 crash as well. I am really selling MSFS. I know. I'll bet you're so glad that you purchased this simulator. I mean, technically that crash was partially Caranado's fault. That was a Caranado moment. I'm not even going to bother with this. 5:34 p.m. Provincetown. I guess we're moving down a few to right here. Start fly. Okay. Get the map back up, and we continue down to Catham. And Jaden, what do you think? Should I get flight following this leg as well, or you want to just stay uncontrolled for this leg? Are we good? We're good. See, it doesn't even bother me that there's static aircraft on the ground. Like, that makes sense. What bothers me is that they're not even lined up on the T-bars. They're not even on the T-bars. Like, they're not even parked in the right place. Anyway. Let's get this, no flight. Okay, yeah, no flight following. Cool. We'll do flight following on the Catham to Katama leg. Battery on, beacon, nav. Get that to both. No, don't start. Christ. Do not crank. Why is it still cranking? Don't crank. Let's go the prop all the way in. I just gotta wait for the AHRs to align, and then we'll hit the road here. Reconnect to VATSIM and refile the flight plan. Connect, flight plan, file. Somebody's here. Oh, somebody just landed over there. A twin prop. Cool. Cowl flaps are closed. Cowl flaps? This thing has cowl flaps? Oh, I forgot that. Yep, I knew that. I knew that. Okay, so I don't need this knee board right now, because no squat codes or anything to copy down. Anyway, altitude reporting VFR.
November 8 Bravo Yankee, Hyannis Airport, 12 o'clock, and 1 miles report the airport in sight.
We got the airport in sight for you guys.
1228. Catham is uncontrolled.
Entering a left downwind for runway 7, Provincetown.
May have been an issue, but probably not. Okay, so we're going to test the performance of this airplane on this leg. But I'm just going to take the last altimeter. No, we'll do it on here real fast. We can get weather on the iPad. Airports, Provincetown, weather, METAR, altimeter 3019 is what he gave me last time. We'll go down here and go direct to Catham, which is Kilo, Charlie, Quebec X-ray, direct. It's fine. We're doing great. Hot cylinders. Yeah, MSFS probably doesn't even model it, if we're being honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. I just missed the queue. I just kept on scrolling. It is, what is it, 8 p.m. now? We've only gotten one leg done. Isn't that great? Oh, it's 7:47. Okay, we're not making terrible time, actually. Excuse me. Sneeze again. Okay. Let me see where my buddy is. He is over there at the airline terminal, over at the Cape Air terminal. Cool. We'll get the taxi light on. What altitude do I want to go at for this leg? This is eastbound, or southeastbound, barely eastbound. So we'll go 5,500 this time. I know this thing wobbles around and I don't understand why. Maybe if we set the autopilot in the climb, it won't do that weird set the bug to 0 thing. Provincetown traffic, Skylane, November 1253 Charlie, taxi and runway 7, Provincetown. So we're going to activate. I know it does have an old autopilot, doesn't it? It's a weird thing because it's got this nice G1000 NXI suite or whatever this is called, and then that little autopilot. You know, it's an odd thing, but you know. Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
That was easy.
We finished the first leg. I'm gonna do that after every leg, except not as close to the mic because I think that was blaringly loud. Oh, so they sold the 182 with that. Okay.
Provincetown traffic, November 3 at Romeo's on a 2-mile final, runway 7, Provincetown.
Alright, cool. So we got some other guys landing on runway 7. Yeah, it was pretty loud. Okay, wait, how's this?
That was easy.
Is that better? Could you even hear that? Whoa! Decline in the run-up pad. There we go. There we go. I swear if I flip this airplane over again. Okay, so let me scroll up in the chat so I can go through your run-up tutorial again. That was easy, yeah.
That was easy.
Pretty cool. Your run-up tutorial was... Yeah, look at this thing wobbling around. 1700 RPM for the normal part. Okay. Hush, I gotta find it. I don't remember it. I'm doing all this without a checklist. Okay. Left mag, RPM drop back to both. Right mag, RPM drop back to both. I don't think this airplane has a carb heat, at least modeled. It doesn't. So pull it back to 15. And just pull the prop all the way out and push it back in. That's run up enough for me. Let's go back to 1000 RPM. And let's get the show on the road. Landing light on. You know what I forgot to do is fuel pump for climb, but I don't think that's actually a required thing. That's just another Delta Statism, probably. Make sure there's no traffic.
Provincetown traffic, November 38 Romeo's clear, runway 7, off at Bravo, texting to parking, Provincetown.
Alright, so he's down. Down and ready. Get the strobe light on. Almost forgot. Let's get rolling. On down to Catham Airfield. Supposed to push it back in as soon as the RPM starts to drop. In real life, if fuel the plane. Being not happy. Okay, cool. Provincetown traffic. Skylane November 1253 Charlie. Departing runway 7 to the south, Provincetown. Gets the oil in pieces where the oil should be, you know. Some people say to do it 3 times, but that is some boomer stuff, yeah. Yeah, just do it once. Okay, so... Never mind. So this is a short runway, so what we're going to do is a short field takeoff, which if I remember correctly from Delta State is 10 notches of flaps. Hold the brakes. Set takeoff power. Release the brakes if it doesn't shift around. Jesus Christ. I mean, we definitely have enough runway to do normal takeoff. I just wanted to do it. Rotate at right above the tape. Push the nose down. And then climb. Flaps clean. Yeah, the flight model is really not bad in this airplane. It's just the sensitivity of Microsoft's control surfaces that makes it frustrating sometimes. 78 VY, 87 cruise climb. Okay, good to know. So we'll go 78 for now. Thank you for that. Provincetown traffic, Skylane 1253 Charlie, 1,100 climbing 5,500 and departing the area to the south. Final call, Provincetown. You can see that sticky bit in my yoke where I keep pulling it back and the nose bounces up.
Provincetown's traffic, helicopter November 1698 Papa Air taxiing to runway 7, Provincetown.
So I'm just slowly increasing to 87. Faux Diamond, thanks for the follow. I just noticed that you followed me 35 minutes ago. I don't know if you're still here or not, but thanks for the follow, buddy.
Provincetown traffic, Kodiak number 14360 uniform out of 4,100. We're about 10 miles to the south, inbound full stop. Runway 25, Provincetown.
Yeah, Garmin Pilot. Yeah, I love Garmin Pilot, but once this subscription runs out, I'm not renewing it. I'm going back to Flight Plan because it's free. More Delta Statisms. Okay, then we'll set the autopilot because it seems that when I speak and fly, it doesn't work too well. So we'll go heading and up. Pitch. How the hell do I do? Excuse me. How do I do vertical speed mode?
Traffic inbound to Provincetown. What was your distance?
We're about 10 to the south.
How do I do vertical speed mode?
We're
Anyway.
gonna fly over the land and kind of follow the Cape End to runway 25.
Runway 7. And I'll be departing to the Cape, following the Cape.
Dude, what
Roger, yeah,
in the
we'll be following the Cape End as well. We're not far from the Marconi VOR. We're just gonna follow the Cape End to 25. Are you you're departing eastbound?
Yeah, I'm departing to the east, and I'll stay low. I'll stay at 5.
I have no words right now.
Clear the airspace.
No flight level change on this basic autopilot.
We'll call you when we're on final.
Put it in nav mode. Okay, so what were we talking about? More Delta Statisms, that's where we were. Okay. So, the November, before the tail number, that was the big one. The other one was overflying the field, entering a 45 to the downwind.
500 feet and a mile to the east, and departing the area. Last call, Provincetown.
Oh, this was a weird one that actually like bothered me a little bit.
Traffic, November 38 Romeo is going to taxi to runway 7 via
Anyway.
Alpha Delta.
That actually bothered me a little bit is whenever we would call, like, get the ATIS and then call the tower with the ATIS, instead of saying information alpha or with alpha, instructors liked it when we said we have ATIS alpha.
500 and enter left traffic runway 7.
I have no idea what the altitude bug is doing. But yeah, I'm sure you can hear the dog barking in the background too. But we would say, you know, for example,
We've got visual on you. We'll maintain separation.
Olive Branch Tower,
Okay, thanks a lot.
Delta State 10, ATIS Charlie. I know. Olive Branch Tower, Delta State 10, ATIS Charlie, inbound runway 27, 5 miles to the south, you know. It was one of those weird things. But, you know, I really can't complain too much because I really did have an awesome learning experience and an even better instructor. I mean, my instructor taught me a lot of things that I would have never learned in a Part 61 program, you know? Or that I would have never learned easily. I probably wouldn't bat an eye. I probably wouldn't even notice, TBH, but I would cringe if I just say that. So for me, it was just like the instructor told me, you know, we do it this way, so I just did it that way, but I started thinking about it after a while. There was also the thing where on our pre-solo, like our solo preparation flights, they would that like instructors would require it of us to say student pilot into Tower Field. So like Greenville Tower, Delta State 10 student pilot, 10 miles to the, whatever. It was so I understand that some people need to say that because they need the controllers to talk slower to them, but I don't. You know what I mean? I didn't need that. I guess that was just a me thing. That's fairly common, yeah. Because when I started going solo into Towered Fields,
traffic, November 38 Romeo, we're holding short runway.
I didn't do that.
Provincetown traffic, Kodiak 14360 uniform. We're about 2 miles to the southeast. We're going to overfly the field at 1,500. Enter left traffic, runway 7, Provincetown.
Yeah, exactly, because we're too cool to say student pilot. But for me, it was just I had, I don't know, maybe 6 years of VAT sim under my belt. So I knew how to talk to air traffic control much before I walked into Delta State. And that was one of the things that my instructor liked most about me is that, like, because I was one of her first students, and the other student that she had, her name was, what was her name? She was in my private pilot ground class. Stephanie was the other person, her other student, and Stephanie would get super nervous on the radios. Yeah, no, VATSIM really does help with learning the air traffic control procedures and everything. I love it so much. But Stephanie would get really nervous on the radios, and I never understood that. Because it was just a thing, it was a small part of the whole process. The only time I really got nervous on a solo was when I was, I forget which solo cross country it was, but I had just departed the second airport on my way back to Cleveland. I got a text from my instructor saying, hey, I know you had a headwind, but you're running behind. I need you to get back to Cleveland as soon as possible. I'm letting you redline the airplane. So that's when I got nervous because we had these little glass displays, and that thing started flashing red at me. So, I was split down the middle. Do I let the thing keep flashing red and get there on time, or do I get there a little behind and keep the engine feeling okay?
Skyhawk 72 Juliet Alpha, 6 miles to the southeast.
Yeah, comms are always a big hurdle for a lot of pilots, and I totally get it because it's a whole new thing. Like, if you've never done it before, it's a whole new world talking to air traffic control and, thinking you're going to screw up the terminology or something like that. But, in reality, they're just there to help, and if you need to, you can just talk to them like a normal human being, and, they know exactly what you're saying, and people don't seem to understand that. This is like things that you see in wing safety seminars. FAA wants you to ignore the pressure telling you to hurry. I know that's one of those hazardous attitudes. It's one of the hazardous attitudes, but I was trying to avoid it, but at the same time, the airplane was going to be fine. It was going to be fine. It's a rental, so treat it like a rental, you know what I mean? Don't tell my instructor I said that. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, they are. They're just other people on the other end. Yeah, for real. We pay for Hobbs time, yeah. Okay, so we're coming up on Chatham Airfield now. And I believe that's it right there, so we should probably start going down. I'll just hand fly it down like we did last time. Yeah, that's my airport. Okay.
Provincetown traffic, Cessna 72 Juliet Alpha, 3 miles to the southeast. We'll be overflying the field and entering left downwind, runway 7, Provincetown.
Provincetown traffic, November 3 Romeo, runway 7, left crosswind departure to the south.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bow out this way and land on runway 6. Catherine traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, about 5 miles to the north, descending through 4,500. Inbound for runway 6, we're kind of on a high and fast right base, and we're going to turn final for Catham's. My total time, well, I have to tell you this before, but I will say it again. I am glad that you like it there and you had a good experience. No, we're not going to overfly this time. No, we're not going to do that. Total time, I don't remember exactly. It's been a while since I've flown because I'm still working on getting that medical back. 98 hours, roughly 100 hours. Roughly 100 hours. Because I had a good bit of flight training before Delta State as well. And then once I get that medical back, I hope to start increasing that amount of time pretty quickly. And I'm working on that process now, so hopefully before the end of the year I can rent an airplane and get flying some. Love to take the family, or at least one of the family members, dad, brother, you know, whoever, down to Destin. We've been thinking about actually going to Iuka, Mississippi, because they started a nuclear power plant there, and they never finished it. Ran out of money, I think was the story. The base of the tower, is still there, and I've been thinking about taking my dad out there so we can go check that out, because, you know, we're both interested in that sort of stuff. So I think that'd be a fun thing to do as a first flight. Of course, I'm gonna go out and do like sort of practice area stuff on the first flight, but first flight with passengers, probably Iuka. Alright, so there's my runway, just overshot final. Catham's traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie is turning about a 3-mile final, runway 6, full stop, Catham's. Look at this scenery, dude. My god. I would really encourage you to continue for instrument rating. I know it seems like a pain in the ass, but I wish you continue for it, especially because of all the time you spent on the ground already. You know more than me. I definitely have put a lot of thought into it, and if I am going to continue it, it's going to be the Part 61 route. But at least for the time being, I'm not going to get the instrument. That might be a thing for the future, like when I get out of school and I've raised, you know, saved enough money up for it, but yeah, for right now, instrument rating is not happening, especially since I've already applied at a new school and I've already moved out of Delta State and everything. It's just not a realistic option at the moment. But, you know, maybe someday I will. I could pull a flight chops and just kind of do it. I don't really like these trees off the end of the runway here, especially with the obvious short length of the runway. This is runway 24. Yeah, this is a cool little airport. Come on, come on, come on. Alright. Yeah, so all the airports featured in this stream are either paywares from flightsim.to or there's a $6 package that covers most of Cape Cod. There's a $6 package that covers most of Cape Cod, and this is probably one of those. Okay, turbine only, turbine only. So we'll just run over those and head to one of those T's over there. Catham traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie is clear of the active runway, Catham. Yeah, but I mean, this is really good for $6, and it has multiple airports. It's really nice. What's up with the people's beef against clear of active runways? What do you mean? What do you mean? So I'm just going to keep the power in here while we plug in the next leg to 1 Bravo 2, and I'm going to get flight following on this leg. But this is a westbound leg, so altitude is going to change. Not IFR, I want to go west. We're going to go 45 on this leg. Like, some people don't like that call. I never understood that. Well, I mean, I think it's a necessary call. You see what I mean? Like, people need to know when you're clear, especially if you're on an IFR flight and, you know, you've got IMC down pretty low. People need to know that sort of thing. At least in my opinion. I feel like that's a pretty necessary CTAF call. Anyway. Actually, I don't even need the K. Let's just scroll all the way back to 1. Bravo, what is it? 1 Bravo 2. Edgartown, Massachusetts, Katama Airfield. So this is a weird, this is going to be a bit different. Bunch of bozos, yeah, exactly. If we go to airport info, Katama Air Park. I don't even have an airport diagram here. But yeah, it's 3 turf runways, one of which is, maybe that's a different airport. But yeah, 3 turf runways, 624, 321, and 1735. Can I do layers and get a... I was thinking maybe I can get... No, never mind. I was thinking maybe I can get some satellite imagery on there, but that's fine. We can just overfly and figure it out. Run me through the procedure, sir. Soft field. Okay, so soft field procedure. You just want to keep like the main. The idea is to keep the nose off the ground, right? Which is very difficult to do in Microsoft because no matter the thing with Microsoft and its sensitivity, you either over flare and slam the tail into the ground, or you don't flare enough and slam the nose into the ground. But in the real world, you know, you keep the nose off the ground. Yep. That's your soft field. Anyway, let's continue to 1 Bravo 2.
Chatham traffic, helicopter November 16, enter Papa 3 miles final, runway 24, Chatham traffic.
It's Chatham, I've been pronouncing it wrong. But we're gonna get out of here. And we're gonna continue to 1 Bravo 2, get flight following in the air. Let me refresh myself on the approach frequency real fast. Oh. 118.2. And that's in there. Okay, perfect. I've landed takeoff soft field once ever, and it was with another pilot. Yeah, it is a weird experience. I've only done it on real soft field once because at Delta State... Oh, here's another Delta Statism. There was no soft field landings on any actual soft fields. It was always on Cleveland's runway that we did soft field stuff. Chatham traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie taxi and runway 24 Chatham. But we never did them on soft fields. My soft field experience was my Part 61 days in the Cherokee. We went up to Hernando Village Air Park. Really cool grass strips surrounded by trees on 3 or 4 ends. It was really cool. You know, with a neighborhood. Yeah, we did our soft fields. Now, I did have a lot of short field experience because my first cross-country airport was a very short field. I think it was 3,000 feet. So, enough room for a 172, but still. Shorter than what I was used to. It was a bit nerve-wracking, if I'm being honest. So there's one of our guys landing. Yeah, it was a good 3,000 feet or so, and it was an odd approach too, because there was some restricted airspace next to it, according to flight service, Greenwood Radio flight service at least, because of the prison form. You're scared of Cedar Key? I love doing Cedar Key in Microsoft. I've done that a couple of times. That little, what's it, 2,500 feet? It's pretty cool. I'm just going to wait for him to clear the runway there.
Chatham traffic helicopter,
All right.
number 16, alright, Papa's clear, runway 24.
I love that. He's a helicopter, and in Microsoft he shows up as a Baron 58. Love that. Okay, strobe, landing. I'll get flaps 10. I'm going to double check the runway length here. Okay, so this runway is 3,000 feet. 3,001 feet. Just wanted to double check real fast. Chatham traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie is departing runway 24, Chatham. So the Cherokee was just my Part 61 stuff. Most of my experience is in a 172P model. And I've got maybe 2 hours in a 172R. But yeah, most of my hours are in a 172P. So there is one thing I was missing here. With short field, I should probably be back there, but it's fine.
Chatham traffic, November 38 Romeo is about 13 miles to the north of the airport. We're going to be entering a left downwind for runway 6. Chatham.
Avionics in those airplanes. What did we have? Chatham traffic, Skylane 1253 Charlie, 400 climbing 4,500 and departing to the southwest. Final call, Chatham. What we had GPS 175s in the P models. In the R models, it was GTN 750s. GTN 750s in the R models, and the R models now, because then they had GTN 750s, now it's this Avidyne setup, and I don't like it at all. Yeah, I absolutely hate him. Boston approach, Skylane November 1253 Charlie.
Skylane 1253 Charlie, Boston approach, go ahead.
Boston approach, Skylane 1253 Charlie, 1,900 climbing 4,500, just off of Chatham Airfield. Request VFR flight following 1 Bravo 2, 4,500.
Skyline 1253 Charlie, squawk 3561, radar contact, and maintain VFR Cape altimeter 3020.
Squawk 3561, altimeter 3020, Skyline 53 Charlie. Yeah, I hate Avidyne with a passion. But it's okay. You know, I never had to use it. I only dealt with the GTN 750 and the 6-pack. So it was cool. Oh, you had to do holds in an Avidyne? God, Jesus Christ. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. Holds are frustrating enough as is, especially, I don't know how picky they were about it with you, but at Delta State they're super picky about hold entries. And man, you know, my instructor and I went over holds just because we got bored at one point. We had finished everything on the syllabus. We still had 25 minutes left till we hit an hour. Or till, you know, our time slot was finished. And she ran me through holds because, you know, at the time I was thinking I'm going to do my instrument with her. And that is tedious stuff, at least for me. Like, because, you know, I'm not allowed to use the GPS for holds at Delta State. I had to do it on paper and, you know, calculate it out. We were not allowed to use the GPS to program holds. And the GPS 175, being a small 750, you could do holds. You could absolutely program a hold at any waypoint, you know, any fixed, VOR, NDB, anything. But we had to do it out on paper. One of the P models that I did my final check ride in actually had a... it had a KLM.
November 72, Juliet Alpha, Boston approach radar contact, say altitude leaving, Cape altimeter 3020.
It had a KLN GPS unit in it,
3020, climbing 2000.
which was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see.
72 Juliet Alpha, thanks, and confirm you're en route to Martha's Vineyard, correct?
Yeah, I'm a Garmin person myself.
Roger.
I love me a good Garmin aircraft. A good Garmin avionics suite. Okay, we're up at cruise, at speed's building up, landing and taxi lights off. Sorry, I'm scrolling through Discord. Sorry, buddy, I'm gonna have to get to you later. It obviously helps to know how to actually do a pain in the... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Let's see, what'd you say? Why do people put that off-brand crap in their airplanes? I'll never understand. It is literally a significant downgrade from Steam gauges. It really is. The Aspen suite, it is... I have no words for how bad that avionics suite looks. Honestly, I know there needs to be competition in the market. In Avidyne, out of all of them, you know, excluding Garmin, of course, because they have the monopoly of the market, but... or, you know, they're the greatest in the market. Avidyne is a very close second. Aspen just has no chance, in my opinion. Aspen is just a total loss. Garmin, though. Garmin's the way to go. I mean, you know, every aircraft I've ever trained in, except for my check ride airplane, has a Garmin unit. You know, the check ride airplane had a KLN something, really old unit. It was cool though. It was actually really cool to use it. And I ended up, my DPE ended up being pretty lenient with me on GPS navigation for my check ride simply because of that. Because I was trained on the GPS 175, I had no idea how to use a GT or a KLN, so that helped me in a way. Dude, I flew this 172 with the triple Aspen Evos. I don't even know how to explain how bad that crap was. Yeah, I know. Like the Garmin G5, the Cherokee I flew had 2 Garmin G5s in it, and it was great. I loved them so much. I could put V speeds on there. I could squeeze everything into these 2 small units, and it was incredible. Like, my instructor and I at the time, we did VOR tracking. It was so easy with those G5s. It just made life so much easier. Speaking of making life easy, we're not going to be able to do that today for this leg because...
November 5-3 Charlie, no traffic observed between you and the Katama Airport. Radar services terminated, frequency change approved. Squawk and maintain VFR. Good day.
Radar surface terminated, squawk, and change to frequency VFR. Have a good day. 5-3 Charlie.
Set.
I just screwed up that response to that radio call, but that is okay. Go back to 122.8. Gotta, like I was saying, life's not going to be easy here because this is a grass field, so it's going to be much more difficult to find. Doesn't have a beacon light or anything. There is Martha's Vineyard, which we're going to see in a minute. I'm going to have to request into that Delta airspace. And then, so we're going, if you see on the map down here, we're going to Katama, I think is how you just pronounce that. Then we're going to Falmouth. And then we're going to Martha's Vineyard and then back to Cape Cod, Hyannis. So I'm going to have to avoid this Echo airspace here that they're using for the approach into Falmouth. And then... and then we're going to get clearance into the Delta for Martha's Vineyard and then, you know, back to Hyannis. That's going to be a pretty short few legs here, and then we'll be done for the night. Yeah, the KLM was cool once I figured it out. It's just I had no idea how to use it. So field elevation here is... I forget how to find that on the sectional. That's not a good thing. Field elevation is 18 feet. Oh, that would make sense why there's an 18 right there. Yeah, 18 feet. So we're gonna go, I'm gonna do the autopilot this time. Just send it down to 1200. Can't believe you said Avidyne is a close second. Not a single thing that I enjoy about Avidyne. I would rather have that old Benix King stuff. The old Benix King stuff. My God. I forgot that stuff even existed, if I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, so it's like... That must be the airfield there. Yeah, I believe that grassy patch there is the airfield. I think I see a runway. And a runway here. And a runway here. Let me double check myself on that. We're going to go to Google Earth real fast. Katama Air Park, Edgerton, Massachusetts. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so yeah, that's the airport I'm looking at, and the runway I like most is 21. So we're going to land on 21 and probably just back taxi. Yeah, we'll just do it that way. Okay, so there's runway 21 there. We're just going to enter a left base for 2-1, kill the autopilot. I am not busting the Delta, don't scare me like that. For some reason I thought you said you are busting the Delta, and like you just saw my immediate reaction was to make a hard left. But no, I'm still outside the Delta. The airport is right outside of the airspace. Don't scare me like that. We are 5 miles out. Kadama traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie is 5 miles to the northeast, descending through 2,700. We're going to enter a left base for runway 21, Kadama. Yeah, you were looking at the VOR compass rose. God, you scared me so bad. I mean, it is VATSIM. It's not like I can get in any huge trouble, but still. I mean, did you see that hard left turn I made? So, Jaden, you've been active in chat. It says there's one more person watching, and I'm very curious as to who it is. I mean, I have some ideas because I did advertise the stream a little bit, but, yeah. Oh, I forgot to do it when we landed.
That was easy.
We're going to do it again when we land here. I've got to make that a habit, unless that's an annoying habit to make. Okay, so we're within flaps range barely, so I'm going to go ahead and throw flaps out. Zero AX2 Alice. Wait, is that the... That you just put in chat, is that the other person that's watching? Oh, too high. Oh, those are the two other people in here. Okay. I don't know who either of those people are. Hey. I mean, the name Alice rings a bell. If that's the same Alice that I'm thinking of. I doubt it is. Okay, runway in sight, finally. Can I be like Steve-01 Knievo and said, sure, I don't see why not. Why do you hate flight shops, man? I mean, I haven't watched any of these aviation YouTubers in forever, but why do you hate flight shops? I don't see what's to hate. Did my frames just drop? No. Okay, I'm just at a slow airspeed. Kadama traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, short final 21, full stop, Kadama. I'm just barely on the edge of the Martha's Vineyard Delta. Look at this. Even this airport has static aircraft. I love this scenery. I don't know if this is part of the payware or the freeware. I don't really know. But I absolutely love this. So you see that the nose just kind of slams down? I mean, I've got the yoke all the way back still, but nose just kind of hit the ground. Yeah, that was a cool little approach. I enjoyed that. Kadima traffic, Skylane, November 1253 Charlie, clear of 2-1. Kadima. Just gonna keep the yoke back. He's got a bad rap down here. I met him once at Son of Fun and thought he was kind of rude. Then when I mentioned it to other people, I started to realize that he's just got a bad rap here. Everyone thinks he is rude. Interesting. Well, some people just have that personality, if we're being honest. I do, sometimes. Yeah, that was a really cool approach into this little grassy field. I like that a lot. I don't even know where I'm going. Okay, just over there. Gotcha. I'm a pilot and yeah, that's fair. I guess people do get that mentality after a while. That is totally fair. Yeah, I gotcha. So we'll just pull up to what looks like the FBO, or whatever this is over here. Kind of let go of the yoke, let parking brake out. We'll get ready for the next leg. It's going to be really couple of really short ones here, and then we'll be done for the night. We're going to 5 Bravo 6 next. Just go direct 5 Bravo 6 Falmouth Air Park. Enter, activate. Do you know Trevor Sim? I don't even. He runs Chart It All. No, I've never heard of the name nor the company. Chart It All. While we're on the ground. Oh, is this the guy that does aviation memes or whatever it's called? He's he's always doing those TikTok videos or whatever. I think I know who you're talking about. I don't exactly remember. I think I know who you're talking about, Jaden. Anyway, we've got that in there. I'm just going to kind of go, you know, free altitude on this leg, no autopilot or anything. We're just going to kind of roughly fly up there for these two. And then, you know, we'll go back at it the way we've been going at it between the 2 Delta airports here. Maybe he does, but he is based out of Oral RRL. He's a pretty popular down here. Yeah, I think I know who that is. Not positive, though. Okay, we'll go flaps 10. And we'll get moving again. Kadima traffic, Skylane, November 1253 Charlie is departing 2-1, left turn out to the north, Kadima. So what I'm doing is I'm going to depart, make the left, yeah, that's a left turn, and just kind of skirt around this Echo extension here, off the Delta, and then just kind of make my way into Falmouth here. Pull the yoke back. Soft field, just yoke back, keep the aircraft rolling, avoid using brakes, which I used a lot of brakes, not gonna lie, on the landing there. Power set, instruments green, airspeed alive. Yep, see, that's what happens when you hold the yoke all the way back. The tail slams into the ground. Thanks, Microsoft. That's where your flight model starts to lack a little bit. Yep, enter ground effect, which Microsoft doesn't simulate. Did you see that windsock? Was I the only person that saw that windsock? I'm pretty sure that windsock just had a seizure. Anyway. Anyway. So you saw that too, or are you talking about the tail slamming into the ground? Two weird things just happened. Kadama traffic, Skylane 1253 Charlie, 800 climbing, we'll call it 1500, and left turn out to the north. Final call, Kadama. You saw that? Yeah, what was that? I have no idea. Like, wind is calm still. Wind is still calm. I don't know what that was. So we're just gonna maintain roughly 1500. You're gonna go to bed. Nice talking to you. Don't bust the Delta. Yeah, Jaden. Thanks for staying this long. Thanks for staying and hanging out. I appreciate you stopping by. Go get some good rest. I'll see you later, buddy. And I will not bust the Delta, I promise. Bye. Okay, so who was it that he said was here? Somebody named Alice. Alice, hi. And then there's one other person. So hello to both of you if you're still here. It says I've still got 2 viewers, so hello.
Falmouth Park traffic, helicopter November 1698 Papa is 5 miles to the east. Will be a ramp landing from the south, Falmouth Park traffic.
Team of traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, setting up an extended final for runway 24. Katema.
Man, that was an accent right there. I don't mean, I mean, if whoever that was is watching, I don't mean to offend you, but that was a thick accent. Haven't heard that in a while. I gotta go back home to Boston, or to Rhode Island. I don't know why I associate Boston with Rhode Island. That's just what comes out first. It's odd. So at this point, we're actually above that Delta airspace, which I did not plan to do, but we're going to stick with it, because I can just buzz right on top of that Delta now. Just go direct, enter there, and regain that course. Yeah, we're 200 feet above the Delta at the moment, so we're good. According to Delta State, we're not good. I need to be 1,000 feet above. That's a Delta Stateism.
Falmouth Airpark traffic, helicopter November 1698 Papa, 702 miles to the west for a ramp landing from south Falmouth Airpark.
Katema. Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 3 miles out, final runway 24. Katema.
Alright, so I see some traffic out there. I see somebody there. And I'm looking at Cape Cod Coast Guard Base, or Coast Guard Air Station right there. So the airfield must be there, where that beacon is and where the traffic is. Looks like our airport, Falmouth Air Park. Works for me. Let's figure out how far away we are from that. I'll call it 5 miles. At 3,000.
We have a traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, final, runway 24. Continue.
I love this. The calm winds, I'm not on autopilot. I've just trimmed out the airplane, and with the calm winds, I'm not touching the controls at all. Just fly the airplane trimmed out like this. Looks like people are actually starting to trickle out of the VC and the Discord server. I think I'm flying one of the longer routes out of everybody else. I know a few people have cut it short. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 people left in VC, including myself. Falmouth traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, 5 miles to the south, 3,000 descending, inbound for landing on a runway 25, Falmouth.
Same with traffic, Cessna Foxtrot, back taxi, runway 24 for departure. Same.
We'll just pull that power back, and we're going to enter a downwind for, left downwind for 25. I think this is the airport here. Okay, so we are coming up on 2 hours. I'm going to make the executive decision here to cut out Martha's Vineyard from the flight.
Falmouth Air Park traffic, helicopter November 16.
And
sure at the ramp.
we're going to go just straight to Hyannis from here. Because I am getting tired, and I'm sure y'all are getting tired of watching. So we're just going to call it a night and head back to Hyannis after we do our full stop taxi back at Falmouth. But it has been a beautiful stream. The views in Microsoft Flight Simulator are absolutely incredible, and this is just an awesome aircraft to fly. I love flying it. But next stream, we're flying the Pilatus PC-12. It's one of Carinado's newest products for Microsoft. I'm very excited to fly it. I think that's going to be pretty cool. That's going to be a single leg flight too. We're flying between Key West and Key Largo. And Key Largo has a little private strip with probably not enough space for all of us club members, but we're going to make it work like we usually do. We're definitely going to make it work like we usually do. We always make it work. Even if we have to invent taxiways, we make it work. Since I'm unfamiliar with the area, we're just getting low and slow here. Look at those windmills out there. That's super cool. And I have to be really careful with where I am because this airfield is within a small dent of the Delta airspace. So I have to stay really tight inside there. Okay, 2298 on the runway, so we're doing a short field landing. Which means once we touch down, we're going to pull the flaps up immediately and do everything else pretty much normal. So we should be coming right up on the airport now. In sight. It's just hiding from me in the trees there, but we have the field in sight much too late. Just pull the power out. Okay, those are full open. Falmouth traffic, Skylane 53 Charlie, left downwind for 25. Falmouth. Pull that nose up to bleed that airspeed off. Going flaps in separate notches as we go. Extend the downwind a little bit, then we'll make that base. Falmouth traffic, Skylane 53 Charlie, turning short base to final, runway 25 Falmouth. So we're just on the line of that Delta airspace. That would be a debate between me and air traffic control whether I entered it or not. Terrain alert, thank you. I see the terrain. This runway is going to pop out really fast. I don't see it. Because I missed it. Falmouth traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, going around 25. We're just going to make a 360 in the pattern here and try that one more time, Falmouth. Yeah, I just totally missed the airport there. That's okay, we learn with experience. Got a little low and a little slow, a little too far left of the runway. Definitely a safety hazard, but again, we learn with experience in these sorts of things. It is a simulator after all. Keep the speed inside of flaps range. Now we're just going to kind of squeeze back in here again. See if we can't make that runway this time. Falmouth traffic, Skylane 53 Charlie, base to final 25 full stop, Falmouth. Runway in sight, we're actually going to make it this time. Might actually overshoot. Yep, we overshot, that's okay, we can still make this. Doesn't look nice, but we can make it. We're gonna overrun again? Looks like it. Falmouth traffic, Skylane 53 Charlie, back taxiing and vacating 25 Falmouth. So there's our helicopter traffic. Really tight little airfield here. This is cool, I like this. Excuse me while I take a screenshot. Alright, we'll set the parking brake real fast. Go ahead and plan for the next leg. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go to the airports tab on the iPad, back to Hyannis, get the ground chart open, and the tower frequency is 119.5. Going to go ahead and get that plugged in because we're going to need that pretty soon. We're going to need that to get into the airspace and land. Hopefully they're using 3.3 again. Would be nice, but 2.4 would work as well. Let's see if tower's actually still online. That'd be a good thing to know. They are. Hyannis Tower still online. Cool. Let's go down here, direct. Plug in KHYA.
Falmouth traffic helicopter November 16 Papa departing from the ramp to the south will remain south of the runway center line at all times. Falmouth traffic.
So for this leg, we're just going to very quickly get up to 3,500 and immediately call the tower, probably. So he's departing behind us. Yep, look at that. That's a screenshot right there. He is a helicopter, but he shows up as a Baron. Love that. Anyway. Falmouth traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, back taxiing 25 for departure, Falmouth.
Falmouth traffic November 16 Papa climbing through 500 to the south. Last call, Falmouth.
Go flaps 10, yoke back. We're gonna kind of speed this up down the runway here. I'm going to kind of hold on the run-up pad here, or the little turnaround space, because I need to go direct to Hyannis, activate. Falmouth traffic, Skylane November 1253 Charlie, departing 25, left turn out to the east, Falmouth. So let's get as much runway as possible because we do only have 2,300 feet, roughly 2,300. We went over the edge a little bit, that's fine. Not like there was much to run over there anyway, those lights were flush to the ground. Okay, brakes are set. Throttle 1,000, 2,1,000, power set, instruments green, airspeed alive. I was getting worried there for a second. Come on, we gotta clear these trees. Top of the Tate, rotate, nose down, attempt to use that ground effect to our advantage. Being on our climb out at 78, roughly. Got a bit of a crosswind, it feels like now. See if we can listen to the voice aid us. Slowly transition to that cruise climb as the flaps come up. Make an immediate left turn, avoid that airspace. Falmouth traffic, Skylane 53 Charlie, 500, climbing 3,500 and departing to the west. Final call, Falmouth. I don't know if we're going to make 3,500, but we'll try for it. I mean, it's a pretty short leg, this one. Okay, no voice ATIS, that's okay. We can get the text ATIS. Go ahead and plug in the tower. Excuse the key clicks. METAR KHYA. RIP. I did not mean to do that. Information uniform is current. Wind is calm, visibility 10, temperature 29, dew point 16, altimeter 3018. So we're going to call the tower at about 10 miles out. Which should be pretty soon, actually. This is not a long leg. Yeah, we're 12 miles out already. Just gonna level off it. I'm pretty sure I already have the airport in sight, if I'm being honest. Level out at 2,000. Highness Tower, Skylane, November 1253 Charlie.
Skylane 1253 Charlie, answer.
Highness Tower, Skylane 53 Charlie is about 10 miles to the southwest, 2,100. Inbound for landing, request 33 if possible.
Skylane 53 Charlie, verify have information uniform, enter left base runway 33.
Left base 33, we do have uniform, 53 Charlie. Okay, yeah, I forgot to mention ATIS uniform, but that's okay. We're just gonna kind of bow out a little bit and enter a base for 33. Avoid that echo extension, which is not necessary now that I think about it, but we're going to do it anyway. Seems like I'm his last bit of traffic.
Number 2 Juliet Alpha, contact ground 118.45.
Okay, somebody else just...
Contact ground, thanks for the ADC, 72 Juliet Alpha.
Someone else just landed. Forgot to... Let's put ground in 11845, now that he mentions it. Man, I love the lighting in the simulator. I should do a stream on X-Plane 12 at some point. Maybe we'll do an airliner flight at some point. I'm working on getting a boom arm and a pop filter for the microphone, so, you know, mic quality will be a bit better. You won't hear the key clicks and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe we'll do an airliner flight at some point soon. That's a screenshot and a half right there. Beautiful. That is pretty stuff, pretty stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's our airport over there. I'm looking at runway 6 as those approach lights that I'm looking at, but we're gonna land 33. Kind of brief the taxi. So we're headed back to the FBO here. So if we land 33, hopefully we can stop by Delta. Charlie would be even better, and he's probably just going to give us Alpha Bravo cross 6 and 33 back to the FBO. That's what it looks like. If we can make Charlie, that'd be awesome, but seeing how my landings have been, we're going to be going Delta. I mean, it's a 52, 55 foot runway, so we have a lot of space. Lots of room. Go full length if we ever so wished, but I doubt that's going to happen. So base for this runway would be about
Tower,
a...
Cessna 3410 Whiskey, hold short runway 33, departure to the northwest.
So 3410 Whiskey, Addis Tower, wind calm, on course approved, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
There's a...
33, clear for takeoff, on course approved, Cessna 10 Whiskey.
You know what we'll do? It's not going to help him much, but I think he's still live. That is STW222. He's streaming. He's flying the Milviz Cessna 310, if I'm not mistaken. We'll raid his channel once we're done here. Yeah, he's still live. Yeah, we'll raid him. Just me and you, my single viewer. We'll go raid his channel once we're done. So we shut down on the ramp. Field elevation here is 54 feet, so 1200 is the pattern altitude. We'll go ahead and start getting down there. And we are cleared into the delta because the only requirement to get into a delta is to have two-way communication with the tower controller, or the if there is an approach like a CIFRA, or I'm sorry, a TURSA, then yeah, that's the only requirement to get into a delta, is just two-way communication. That's the only pilot requirement. I forget the aircraft requirements. I don't think ADSB is required. It doesn't really matter in our case because this is a simulator, but yeah. Extra knowledge left over from Delta State. Yeah, there's our airport. We're just going to enter a short final for 3-3. And we'll call it a night. I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by. I do enjoy doing these streams. I enjoy having conversations with y'all in the chat. And I'd like to start doing this a bit more often. I'm definitely going to stream the Flying Club events, those that I can make it to. You know, when I get back to it at work, once the restaurant reopens, Flying Club events are going to be harder to come by because they're usually scheduled on nights that I work. And I can put in a request to change them, but I'm one out of many people in the Flying Club, so but these are really fun, and I get to enjoy them for the next month and a half or so until I go back to work. So I'm gonna try and stream as many of them as I can because it's fun sharing it with you guys. Pull the speed back into flap range. We're at a far out base for 3-3.
November 10 Whiskey, frequency change approved. Have a good night.
Get some flaps in. We're on a 3-mile left base. Tower 5-3 Charlie, 3-mile left base, runway 33.
November 5-3 Charlie, wind calm, runway 33, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 33, wind is calm, 5-3 Charlie. Alright. Go ahead and start that final turn. I'll give it a few more seconds. Don't want to undershoot the runway. That would not look good.
Aircraft Highness information Victor, net current altimeter 3018.
3018, still got 3018, heard and understood. Yeah, we definitely would have undershot if I started that turn. Prop and mixture, full. Start that turn now. Second notch of flaps. We're high on the pappies, so we'll chop the power, dump the nose, dump the flaps. We have 5,255 feet of runway to work with. More than enough, much more than enough for this 182. I almost called it a 172. That would have been embarrassing. Embarrassing for the airplane, that is. Low and slow. Okay, to red to white. Perfect on the glide path. We'll continue. I see on the compass 335. That's our runway heading. And I haven't gotten yelled at yet, and I see the 3-3 on the runway, so we'll continue. right on the 1,000 footers. Perfect landing, and it looks like we're gonna make Delta. That was perfect. I was pretty happy with that landing, actually, unlike all of the other ones. I mean, my soft field landing I was pretty happy with, but, you know. Actually, I still need that taxi light.
November 53 Charlie, contact ground 118.45.
1845, have a good night, 53 Charlie. Come to a complete stop here. Highness ground, good evening. Skyline November 1253 Charlie, clear on Delta, taxi to South FBO.
November 1253 Charlie, taxi to the ramp via Alpha Bravo, hold short runway 24.
Alpha Bravo short of 2453 Charlie. Alright.
November 2908, November Delta, contact Hyannis Tower 119.5 today.
95 getting.
Alright, they've got somebody departing 24 or 33. Guess we'll see. There's the airline terminal right there. And the really nice looking control tower. I forget who serves Hyannis, but this might be a potential airport to fly an airline flight into. Maybe using the E190 that's available for Microsoft. Fly JetBlue into here or something like that. Even though it's not the greatest of airplanes, it could be a potentially fun flight. New York to Hyannis, maybe. Maybe we could fly a Cape Air flight in the Cessna 414. I don't know, I'll have to put some thought into it. I think that'd be fun. Because I do like flying around this area of the US. Lots of great scenery around here, lots to see. Alright, so we're coming up on 2-4. We're holding short of 2-4. Yeah, okay, somebody's departing 2-4, that's why they're having us hold short. Cool. And it looks like that's the last of our flying club members. They're all ending their day elsewhere. I'm ending my day back at Hyannis. Let's take a look in the Discord VC, see if anybody's still in there. I'm sure there's not many people left. Yeah, it's just me and 2 others at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and well, we'll wait till we get to the gate, to the FBO and shut down. I'll say goodbye to them and then we'll end the stream. Yeah, we'll go raid STW stream. I'll pop the strobe light on when we cross the runway.
November 53 Charlie, cross runway 24 at Alpha.
Cross 24 at Alpha for 53 Charlie.
And November 53 Charlie, hold short runway 33.
Hold short 33, 53 Charlie. Got somebody landing 33? Maybe. We'll find out. Maybe he's just doing that air traffic controller thing where they don't like to tell you to cross until you get there.
And November 53 Charlie, you can cross runway 33 Bravo.
Cross 33 at Bravo, 53 Charlie. Okay, yeah, he's just doing that air traffic controller thing. So we're just going to pass these 2 airplanes. I don't know what they are. It's just a Microsoft static aircraft. It looks like a mix between a Citation and an Embraer. So we're just going to call it a, I don't know what to call it. Past the no taxi island here. Well, green bit's a no taxi island. And we'll just kind of roll into the ramp. Are there any T-bars on the ground here? There are not. So we'll just kind of roll forward. Kind of line ourselves back up with the Bonanza here. Alright. Park and brake, avionics off, lights off, fuel pumps already off, throttle out, mixture out, prop out. Battery alternator off. There we go. I hear another aircraft. There must be somebody here still. Oh yeah, somebody's taking off or landing over there. Anyway, let's pop in Discord VC. Hey, I just landed back in Hyannis. Thanks for the event tonight. Had a blast. I don't know if our event leader is actually still here. Anyway. Thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate y'all stopping by. Super, super fun flying GA airplanes around this area. It's really beautiful. Highlight of the trip, even though it was for a very short moment, was seeing the lighthouse at Provincetown. Absolutely love that. But yeah, we're going to end the stream here. I appreciate y'all coming out, and hope to see some of you on Wednesday. Stay safe, everybody.